Right, welcome you two. We're in Lanzarote. We've just completed an Ironman 2019. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, but first and foremost, I want you to both quickly give us an answer on what's this Ironman journey and what's it been like for you, and why did you first undertake like an Ironman?
The journey's been blood, sweat and tears all the way, but it's just another extreme endurance event, and to have the privilege to say that I am an Ironman. So the training's been hard enough, but other than that.
Why did you do it? Why did you sign up?
Just so I could, be able to say that I am. Next progression from doing marathons. And something different.
What about you, Nick?
I just fancied just doing something a little bit different. No, I mean, seriously, it's a challenge. As Jay said, it's been a lot of hard work. Credit to you in terms of helping us organise all of that. I don't think we could have done it without everybody kind of, collectively working together. And for me, it's all been about a journey to do something that's a big challenge, something different. Learning new skills as well, like the swimming bit. I mean, I haven't swum since in school, basically, so it was, learning how to do that. And then, what's this two-wheel thing as well, having to get on the bike and learn how to use that. And it's been amazing. I think a life-changing experience, really. I don't think it'll never be the same again after that.
No, for sure.
Yeah, it's a real privilege, real sort of, you have a real appreciation of what other people have gone through to do that, and it was evident last night when you're watching all those people come in, especially some of the people that are coming in towards that 12-hour cut-off time. You sort of, you really felt it.
Yeah. I mean, talking about how much you put into it, it's a great segue actually. So talk to us about the journey, the training. Like, is there any things that have been really tough, or have you got any funny stories about the training?
Well, all the training is just relentless. Through the middle stage of it, when you really want to build stamina, endurance, it's just relentless. The 6:30 starts for me have been particularly tough, and then of course.
Because you've been swimming during the week as well.
Yeah, in the week, first thing in the morning before work, and because the whole thing of it has been from last summer, so from June last year when I first got back in the water for 20 years. And I swam for 10 minutes and was struggling. So then being able to comfortably go and swim 2k every training session was a complete change.
Crazy. Any funny stories?
Well, only the fact that I used to go in just with a normal pair of board shorts, swimming shorts, and there was a number of occasions I still had my phone in my pocket, so that did a few lengths with me as well. So then obviously wearing, getting all the right kit, being like almost a proper swimmer, if you like.
Yeah, well you are. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, similar. It's a relentless nature of it. There is no hiding from it. The commitment that you actually have to make, not just physically but mentally. You've got to get yourself up.
Totally.
And those times where you did those rides in that horrible wind, and you feel like the wind is following you around, you start cursing the wind.
You can see the point of it now, can't you? Well,
absolutely, really practical for it. Really practical. Although I've got to say, the training helps, but it doesn't prepare you for the big jump you take in terms of the hills and everything that you do. So yeah, and having to train twice a day as well. So swim in the morning and then get on the turbo in the evening. That was pretty mad to actually do that. I think some of my neighbours have probably got some very strange sort of thoughts about me. Some noises that you make, heavy breathing, loud music.
Yeah.
Funny story for me was sort of turning up after work to go for a swim and forgot my swimming trunks. Luckily I had a pair of tight underwear on, so I ended up swimming with that.
So you faked it?
Yeah, I did. Managed to get away with it. Quickly get in the pool before anybody could see.
Brilliant. So is there any surprises in the training? Like, has it been harder than what you thought, what you expected? Any advice you give to anyone around the training?
Well, always with the training, you've got to be dedicated to it, because if we always spoke about when we first talked about doing this challenge, if you miss training sessions, then miss sessions, you can't get them back. So you have got to be dedicated to it, and yeah, you haven't got to spend thousands of pounds on everything. There's good stuff to buy and there's other stuff that you can buy. It's just finding what works for you, really.
I would say the most important piece of equipment is the bit between your ears. That's definitely the thing that keeps you.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, your brain, in terms, you can have all these bright computers and different things you've actually got there, but a lot of it's about listening to your body, pushing yourself, encouraging yourself, recognising when you don't want to get out of bed, but you know as soon as you, after 5 minutes of swimming, say in the morning, you're actually start to feel better. So for me personally, it was like, it's quite amazing to actually sort of do that exercise and to actually realise you can actually do a lot more than you think you can.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
And it's consistency as well. It doesn't matter, even if you know, you turn up late, just do a little bit, because that does make a difference. It all adds up. And then I think after a few months, it does start to really take shape, and you're able to actually do it.
Yeah.
Get a decent mattress, that helps.
So, I mean, I remember both of you, where we sort of like first began the journey just over probably a year ago, in the pub, and then we started to talk about training. James, I remember sort of like, our first bike ride was like 30 miles, and that sort of like, was full on.
Yeah.
And then Nick, you were sort of like quite ready or a very accomplished sort of like runner, and then you're just learning to get into cycling, obviously making quite a few visits down to a decathlon, and just buying the whole shop up. But I remember sort of like both of you, I think, really needed to learn the bike. So, and this was a bike. This Lanzarote is a bike course.
Yeah,
you can't fake it here, can you?
It's been good fun though for me. I was from 20 years ago when I was trying to race, thinking I was fit and trying to race mountain bikes, doing cross country racing, then not riding a bike for years. Then to get back into it has been really good fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I have spent far too much more money than I should have really. But it also
half what you actually say to, which is the real number, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just when these things
right,
just
this is
when you
public,
when you just order the things on the internet and they turn
It's
up,
just a few hundred quid.
they're just there. They're just there. It's fine. I needed it.
And everything's got a second-hand resale value.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Especially now you're an Ironman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So now we're like, 12 months on through the training, and then obviously we had Friday, which is the day before the race. Do you want to just talk to us like, it's quite hard now you've done the race, but just go back to Friday. What was your thinking? Any thoughts, any emotions, any concerns that you had?
I didn't have any concerns as such. I was obviously quite apprehensive about it all, because not only is it an Ironman, but as well. But doing it out here in Lanzarote, and being out here, they're so well organised, and just being part of it, like listening to the briefing beforehand was like huge help. Really made a difference to everything.
So you felt quite calm and felt prepared.
Yeah, as prepared as I was ever going to be. I know I've got all the training in, and then it's just putting all three disciplines together and making it work.
What about you, Nick? What was you feeling like Friday?
Quietly confident. I mean, all the training and everything else I felt good. I had to squeeze in the last minute run just to make sure that the legs were kind of fired up. But again, it was just confidence in the way it being organised. Did really well, sort of thought out, really well planned, and just sort of feeling relaxed. I mean, when we were standing there, in our wetsuits, we were sort of laughing and joking.
Yeah.
And there were quite a few other people around us, a bit serious. It's like, well, if you've got a choice, you've got to sort of make a joke about it, and how could it be?
And you could do it. That's the thing, preparation.
Well, yeah, it's preparation. It gives you confidence, and still you've got to make that mental jump, but it puts you in the best possible place, basically, to do that.
That's great. So then that's Friday, and then obviously Saturday, which was race day. going to the swim start, and then you start your swim and going through the process of, you know, preparing yourself for what's ahead. You know, can I swim on the bike, long bike, on the run. So it's a long day. There's a lot happening in there. You've got transition bags, you've got all these things to think about and factor in. What was the day like for you? Is there anything that sort of like was a surprise or was hard? And maybe talk about the Ironman in general, but maybe talk about Lanzarote specifically as well.
I mean, for me, the day itself was more relaxing than the Friday, because the day before I spent so much time progressing about all the bags that I had to sort out, all the kit that I had to sort with. Being there on the day, it was quite a nice, relaxing. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's out to do the same, achieve the same thing, and you just sort of, you know what's going to happen. You sort of went through the motions. You know, you get in and swim. You know, try not to let the adrenaline take you away, and then get out on the bike. Which, yeah, being the first one, nothing can prepare you for them hills, let alone the wind.
Was that the hardest thing for you, or?
The bike was the hardest thing for me. Yeah. And then I ran, because I had the time. I ran very conservatively to make sure I could finish, but finish comfortable, not you know, be struggling and going straight into the medical tent after.
That worked out, didn't it?
That worked out really well.
Was in the medical tent. I was there too.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick? Anything that sort of like surprised you, or anything that you found really hard yesterday?
I mean, the hills, as James said, were hard. I mean, at one point, I kind of looked at the hills and thought, right, I'm not going to get up that the way my legs are. So I literally got off the bike and wheeled it 300 metres up the hill, and all these people going past. It just didn't bother me. I was in that sort of relaxed sort of state, wasn't panicking, just thinking, right, just get to the end, just be, you know, realistic about what you can actually do. So I found that was quite hard, but it was good to actually have that confidence and the ability just to keep going. Some of the switchbacks when you were going down at full speed were scary. They were really scary, and I was looking at the speeds that I was going. I was thinking, oh my god, that's the fastest I've been. Oh no, hang on, I'll be even faster. And it was just trying to, you know, really sort of concentrate. I thought mentally it's the hardest sporting thing I've ever done.
Really?
Definitely, because of the focus that you actually have to have. The run probably less so, apart from the fact that my sort of right shin was knackered at the start of the run, which kind of made life a little bit hard. So it was quite a bit of walking.
So is that the lowest point, like your shin playing up?
No, I think it was when I had to stop and actually just get off the bike and just wait for about 5 minutes and just calm myself down, just keep heart rate down, eat a little bit, and get on. And I was thinking, I had thoughts about, you know, maybe it's not going to happen or
Oh really?
Yeah, got to that sort of stage and I thought, right, just keep going, just see what it's like, get to the top of the hill and just keep moving.
So is that would that be sort of like some advice you'd give to other people if like you have a low spot, maybe stop, recalibrate your mind a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, just recenter yourself. And what it means is usually your body needs something like, you know, some food and nutrition. You might just need a little bit of rest, just to get your heart rate down, and then just focus and just try and break it down into smaller
I think
chunks.
that's great advice. Just break it down and refocus.
Yeah.
It's not the end, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I had probably 2 low spots. One during the first half, where on the bike. Those are my only low spots really on the bike.
And what brought that low spot on?
Well, it was on the first half. It was some of the climbing, and I was doing them fine. But I'm thinking my legs aren't going to survive the run at this rate. And then the second half was with the nutrition. I took on the feed bag at halfway and ate really well. Went straight back out, really struggled because I felt so full. Found my legs, gone with it again. But then I struggled to eat through the second half. It was a struggle to. You wanted to continually, you know, slow and steady feed yourself while you're riding, because you know you've got to run. But it was a struggle to get it all down.
Yeah.
And the drink, in the end, I ended up switching my drinks because the one I had with me was too sickly.
Yeah, we get to have that same food and
So
drink?
I was physically pulling up and stopping at the water stations to take on the water and the Coca-Cola was sorry food.
So it seems maybe that's something that we need to learn by, where you've got your nutrition plan, you've been doing that on the bike over your training and preparation over the last 12 months, but actually you've got to be ready to change maybe on the day.
You've got to adapt.
You've got to adapt.
I mean, I found that because I actually stopped at some of the feed stations and the bike running, grabbed some of the isotonic drink stuff there. I did manage to do it once while I was going at speed and grabbed one. I was just quite impressed. I might have nearly knocked the person over. I was going fast, but that blue stuff, and I had about 3 bottles of that. And the first one was like really tentative. I just took a little sip of it thinking, is my stomach going to handle it? Because I've never trained with that stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, just got, it seems to be alright, and that was it. Just dumping the whole thing down and getting rid of the bottle in the next place. And I found that really helpful. Just to adapt, basically. If it wasn't quite working out, then
You've got to be prepared to adapt but not freak yourself out.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So these are getting into more quick fire ones, but before we get into the quick fires, tell us about the finish line, or maybe even 2K before the finish line, or even the finish line. What was going through your mind? What kind of emotional state was you in? What did it mean to you? How did you feel?
Well, it's the most
Talk us through it.
glorious. It's the most glorious feeling because obviously the run course is on laps, so you're around runners the whole time. Some of them are a lot quicker, some of them are a lot slower. It's a real joyous sort of running event, if you like.
You obviously come to that finish line, you can hear the noise, you've had 12 months of training.
Coming into the finish, I was just taking it steady, walking, because my legs were very tired, physically. And to be honest, I knew I wanted my moment to be able to walk up the red carpet. And I was constantly looking over my shoulders to make sure I had enough room to get that. And with that, there was a couple of guys and a lady. They were still running, and they were solely running. So I just time isn't an issue in an event like this when it's endurance and you want to be able to proudly say that you finished. So I just took my time, let them go past, and just waited, and then so I could really enjoy it.
So you had your moment.
Had my moment.
What was going through your mind at that time?
Just to be so proud that I've completed it, that I can now say I'm an Ironman. It's just an incredible feeling, incredible achievement. We got on there, high-fived as many people as I could that was in the grandstand seating. And I did hear him call that one home briefly. And then all of a sudden you've crossed the line, you grab the finishing banner, and you're there. And someone just very proudly puts a medal.
And these are the medals for...
The medals.
Absolutely. Blood, sweat and tears to win these.
What about you, Nick? So you're obviously coming down into the finish line, you've obviously had a tough race. What's going through your mind?
It's actually going to happen. It's actually going to happen. Because there were certain points during the run where I was just thinking, I don't know, because it's uncharted territory, really. Just that feeling of it, and having to walk quite a lot as well. It kind of helped that there was a downhill point for the last sort of K, and I really picked up the pace then at that point. I actually felt it just gave me a sense of energy. I just felt really sort of proud about it, the achievement. And also just to be around the other people as well, and thankful for the crowds. We saw James's family on the way down, high-fived as we went past, and literally 5 metres before the end, my mum, who's sitting over there, she was literally at the last point before the finish. I almost missed her. I got to the point, about 5 metres from the finish, shouted out, so I stopped, turned around and went and gave her a hug.
What did it mean to see your mum?
Oh, it was fantastic, amazing, really nice to share that special moment. It's really special, but unbelievable. It's a memory that life-changing. It will stay with you forever, really quite amazing. And it's just everything. Really was a great experience. The crowds were, the way the visitors were, everything. Yeah.
It's funny you mention that, because I think it's always that moment where you're within the cut-off time, and actually. You're safe.
Yeah,
you're going to be an Ironman. There's that point where you go, it's that belief. It's now switched to, can I do it? To I'm now going to be doing it. I'm going to be finishing.
Yeah, I mean, I had that exact feeling when I came back down at the end of my second lap. Got my second wristband, and then I hit sort of 21 miles, and I knew that it was about 9 o'clock in the evening, so I knew whatever happened, if I just walk round the rest of the hands and knees, I would get there and know that I'd better enjoy it. So yeah, that was great fun.
So now you are both Ironman. What one piece of advice would you give to people that are either considering doing an Ironman, don't really know what it's about, but maybe you're looking for a next challenge? Or they're going to be wanting to do an Ironman? What advice would you give someone that's not done one but maybe wants to do one?
Just be prepared that it takes over your life.
Be committed. Be committed.
For probably 6 to 9 months, it will completely take over. And in the run up to it, well, you know, the 2 months before, 8, 12 weeks before, that is it.
You've got to get buy-in from your family and the people around you, really, to actually make the most of it. Because there will be times you're going to have those conflicts and things that are going to be, make a bit of a difference. As long as you've got that prepared, and the rest of it is totally doable, totally achievable.
Yeah, I think that's a really important piece of advice around family and friends. I think because it does take over your life, it's a massive commitment. You've got to make sure that they are supportive or you've got their buy-in, because if you don't, it's going to be hard for you. So that's why a lot of people that have completed the Ironman are very thankful for all the support of their family and friends, because they've been part of they're finishing too in a way, because they've supported you guys all the way through it.
When you think about it, it's almost like a team effort.
It is.
I mean, you're at the tip of the spear, but everybody else helps you kind of sort of get to that point.
Totally. So moving on, what 3 words how would you describe an Ironman in 3 words?
Oh wow, that's a question.
Swim, bike, run.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I said it earlier, blood, sweat and tears.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Highs, lows and achievement.
Love that, that's great. So last few really these are one-word answers. Wee on the bike or stop to have a wee?
I stopped.
Weed on the bike.
Shave, wax or stay hairy?
Stay hairy.
Shave.
So in the start of the swim, do you risk it all and try and get in the pack in the washing machine and try and draft everyone, or do you play it safe and go on the outside but know you're going to get out the swim safely?
Well, I thought I was playing it safe towards the back, but I still swam up the middle, so I still got slightly involved. Even though I didn't
So you've done a bit of both?
a little bit of both, yeah.
I had a plan of swimming to the side, and that completely went out the window. My sighting wasn't very good for the first point. And I just got in the middle of it, basically. And at that point, you just can't get out of it. You just start, you just go with it.
Can't just stop and then everyone just
Start
swim over.
swimming underwater or something like that.
Going down the finish line, and you're allowed to take one person across the finish line. You take one of your kids, your mum, your partner, or someone else.
Oh, I'd take my girlfriend.
I'd take my mum, because she was there.
Brilliant. Coke or Red Bull?
Coke.
Coke.
If you finished after the cut-off, so you 2 minutes past or 1 minute past midnight, would you go through the line and actually call yourself an Ironman, or would you go round the finish line and not call yourself an Ironman?
Oh wow.
That's a tricky one, because that's spur of the moment decision that you made, because if you're only 2 minutes, you're going to be in such a mental turmoil at that point. Anything could happen.
But would you call yourself an Ironman if you went past the cut-off?
I'll call it a pretty heavy training day.
What about you?
Yeah, that would be some train. No, I probably wouldn't call myself an Ironman. you missed any of the times or the cut-offs anywhere else during the day, then they would, I don't know whether they pull you out or they stop you. I don't really know how it worked, but thankfully, touch wood, I didn't have any trouble with that.
Alright, so I've got two more. If you was 5 on the last 5 kilometres of the run, so the last 5k back towards the finish line, and you saw me, and I was in front of you, would you run past me and give me a slap on the bum and just keep going and finish before me, or would you stop and run with me and we finish together?
I would run with you, and then either let you finish in front of me, or together.
Which one?
Or either. I would obviously ask you the question, but I would say I'd run with you down to the finish, and then I'd say go and have your moment.
I would sort of give you a slap, encourage you to keep you going, and let you finish in front of me.
Oh, very good, very diplomatic. So, obviously, what's your final sort of like words of wisdom or thoughts around all of this?
Word of wisdom, I haven't really got any. I'm just proud to be an Ironman now. And the fact that we've done it at the toughest one in the world means that I can now enjoy a nice week's holiday.
Be prepared for it to change your life in the sense of how you feel about it, the achievement. And I think personally for me, start the journey. I think there's probably a few more out there, basically. Hopefully ones that are not quite so hilly.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much. That's been great stuff. Thanks to our cameraman.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. And let's go and have a holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Great
some drinks.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you.